Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you watch this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. You see, in any event, there is always someone who's regarded as like a chief guest, the main guest. So for this ceremony, the main guest was the Angolan president by the name YOLENO. He was to grace the historic event, but was not seen in the event which ended at noon. So speaking at Kericho Green Stadium, the Angolan Foreign Minister, Tete Antonio, explained that the president had planned to attend but couldn't due to unforeseen reasons. He said, "On behalf of the president, I would first like to convey his apologies. He would have loved to be here, but for unforeseen reasons, he could not make it to Kericho, but he sent you a warm greeting."
On behalf of President João Lourenço, I would first like to convey his apologies. He would have loved to be here, but for unforeseen reasons, he couldn't make it to Kericho. But he sent you a very warm greeting, thanking again for the warm reception we always have been granted whenever we come to Kenya.
So on his part, William Ruto also confirmed that the visiting president was in the country and would commence his official visit and discussion with the government on 21st of October.
Our guest, my friend Tete Antonio, Minister for Foreign Affairs, who is representing my brother, the President of Angola, who is in Kenya as we talk. And he will be having a state visit tomorrow.
This is now where it gets interesting. The president of Angola is indeed in the country, but could not make it to Kericho for such a very important ceremony. What does this mean? Normally, like for example, during the African Climate Summit, where there was word that Museveni failed to show up but sent someone to represent him. Museveni, who is just here in Uganda, could not show up for that close to 4 days ceremony of African heads of state who trooped to Kenya's KICC for that very, very important climate debate. And we aired that analysis here in this channel and talked about possible reasons why Museveni could have skipped that meeting. Part of the reasons we mentioned there was that maybe it was the issue of the friction between Uganda and the UN at the moment regarding the loan which was supposed to be given to Uganda but was not given as a result of the policy which they introduced, that the policy that is supposed to deal with LGBTQ practices in Uganda. So that could have been the reason why Museveni skipped that meeting. So for this particular MASHUJAA Day celebration, where it was expected that the chief guest was the Angolan president, who is, according to what the Foreign Affairs Minister of Angola said, that is in the country. The last thing that Kenyans would have expected was that the president would skip such a very important meeting, which was not going to take more than 5 hours or probably 4 hours, because it ended at noon. Now, being the fact that he was the chief guest, he could have even arrived there 2 hours before his speech. And then that would have been better also, because he is the chief guest. So, trying to justify why he could not show up to the meeting, kidogo, hata kama rais amejaribu kulitetea hilo swala, To me, I think there is something else. What could be the reason why he didn't show up? What do you think could be the reason why he never showed up and chose to send someone to represent him? Could it be that he was not informed priorly? Could it be that there is still some tension between Angola and Kenya? And if that is the case, then why is he in the country? So what could be the reason why that had to happen? You know, there's so many ways of protesting. You know, there's so many ways of protesting. And you can protest in so many other ways. You can protest by going to the streets. You can write something on the social media to protest.
One of those faces in the crowd.
Marches are great, they're empowering to people, but the magic isn't really in the streets by itself or any online action. It's when you look at the protest and you're, say, a legislator, right?
You can go to the public protest. You can as well stay away from an event in the spirit of protesting. Just like what we saw with Uganda, when Museveni chose to stay away from the African Climate Summit, and we've talked about that when we started this analysis. When he chose to stay away, he was protesting. So could it be that this was some kind of awesome form of protest to the Kenyan government over some issues? Then why is he in the country? Is it that he's in the country to strike some business or maybe to agree on certain issues which are affecting both countries? What could be the reason why President Lourenco is in the country but decided not to go to Kericho for that very important MASHUJAA Day celebration? Mind you, MASHUJAA Day celebration, formerly known as Kenyatta holiday, the host is William Ruto, who is by law the president of Kenya. The president of Angola ought to have paid that place a visit, if at all is well, and in solidarity with his counterpart here in Kenya, if at all he really didn't have any hidden agenda. So, but the fact that he stayed away and chose to send someone indicates that either he has an hidden agenda, or maybe he was not informed priorly so that he could prepare a speech. Either way, I sense kuna kitu pale, kwa sababu kusema kwamba hakutokea, kujaribu kufikiria kwa nini hakutokea, bado hilo swala linakuwa zito sana. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to rest my case there, but I'd like to kindly urge you to just go below the comment section and tell us why you think the Angolan president could have chosen to stay away. Just tell us about that. And also to those who've supported our channel by subscribing, liking, or giving our videos or sharing our videos, I want to say here that I'm forever grateful for that support, because without you, this channel cannot grow. So until you catch up again, please stay safe and stay blessed.